Stand by to launch FanStream Sports.
3, 2, 1.
Let's start.
Hello, sports fans. Welcome to FanStream Sports. Nothing but pure sports. This is the JP Show.
JP, it is so good to hear you back on the air.
Stand by. Now, here's JP.
Oh, it's Friday, baby. Welcome into another edition of the JP Peterson Show, man. We have had some spirited discussions this week, and now yesterday, the Purge, the Thursday Purge of most of the coaching staff, except the guy that matters the most. None of it makes sense to me. I hope you guys can make sense of it today. I need some therapy. I'm usually the one putting you guys on the couch, but today, I think I need to lay down and listen to you guys. Good morning to you, IndyCarTim. How are you, partner?
I'm doing well. JP needs the couch. He needs to purge this morning because not only are the Buccaneers is the front office in turmoil with the coaching staff changes, but JP's maybe most hated college football nemesis is going to a national championship game while Mike Norvell is still the head coach at FSU.
I woke up with a gun in my mouth. Now, you know what? I'll say this. Thank you, by the way, to ESPN for massively cutting down on the Michael Irvin cutaways last night. I really appreciate that. And now that, you know, we have my good friend Mike Murphy, who I was watching the game with last night, and all his Hurricane buddies that were here. Incredibly nice people. Like, these are the nicest Hurricane people I've ever met in my life. By far. By far. And then all these players like Malachi Tony and Fletcher and Cristobal, like, these are super likable people. What are you doing in Miami? What are you doing? They're such likable people. So I'm, you know, it's not as bitter a pill as if it were the rest of it, you know, the usual characters, you know?
Right.
So and I'm actually coming to, dare I say, like these guys.
Oh,
I mean,
like the guys, just not the team.
Listen, they do represent the ACC, who gets shit on a lot, right? So why not? You know, why not? They're already getting all the recruiting advantages. You know, if they win the national championship or not, you know, it's all there. They're hot. They're a hot team, and you're going to have to recruit against that. That is what it is. They might as well win the national championship, get a little street cred for the conference that gets shit on so much, right? I mean, if they can lose 2 games in this conference and then go beat up on all these SEC teams and everybody else, what does that say? What does that say? You know? So whatever. There's lots of ways to look at it. It doesn't really matter how I feel anyway. But you know, they still have to figure it out at FSU, and clearly they don't know what the F they are doing. It's just more, you know, bad news day by day. It's just a crap show up there with that football program. And with the Buccaneers. I mean, my buddy Devin and so many of my friends here lamenting, if you're a Bucs and a Knowles fan, I mean, it's just purgatory. It's pure hell. And you have, it's one thing to have a bad team and a bad organization. It's another thing to have no hope.
Yeah.
When you don't know, like, what are you doing? Like, what are you selling? You selling me Mike Norvell and Todd Bowles? Oh, Lord. I'll become a Hurricane fan. That's how bad it is. I mean, that's not like, what are you selling me? You got to either sell me hope or be good. Anything else than that is just, by the way, Buccaneer fans, Knoll fans, you know, hell, we'll throw Gator fans in there as well. It's like, we don't need much. You can fool us easily for hope, you know? Like, just get a couple of shreds. We want to believe so bad. We'll be like, oh, that looks good, right? But you can't do what they're doing now. Like, we're not that stupid and just, you know, pewter glasses and garnet and gold glasses. I mean, we're not that dumb. And it really takes a lot of work to get to that point. You got to F up so bad. And that's where we're at.
JP, what program / franchise is in worse shape right now? Is it the Bucs or the Knowles?
Ooh, that's a toughie.
Yeah.
That's a tough. I'll tell you, I'm going to have to take another sip of the Monster on that.
Because they're both heading in a downward spiral. And they both seem to have their anchors tied to their head coach, seemingly. At least from outside perception.
That's a great question, and you guys can in the comments can jump in there as well on that. I would say, just first blush, I'd say FSU's worse. Just because, they're stuck in this malaise and contract situation. I don't believe the Buccaneers not firing Todd Bowles is about money, and many of you do. I don't believe that. I get it. You can make that case. Really, I don't know for sure. Just the way I read it, no. And I've dug into it a little bit, and a lot of people want to connect Man United. It really has nothing to do with it. Man United makes so much money. You can throw away, you can piss money away, and still have money to fire coaches and bring back. It doesn't move the needle when you're firing. They say, "Oh, we get $40 million in coaches that you pay." $40 million does not move the needle when you're talking about. They're investing at $2.5 billion to build a new stadium over there and all the transfer fees but they bring in so much revenue. Same with the NFL. I mean, you're getting a $400 million check from the league. Yeah. You can pay Todd Bowles off. It's not a thing, and that's just for TV. I mean, total revenues, I don't know. What is it? $600-700 million. I don't even know what it is anymore per team, but and I don't, I heard people saying, "Oh, Todd's making $9 million a year now." He went from 3 to 9. Because he lost the home playoff game
and won 3 divisions in a row.
So I don't. I deserve to be back. I don't think that's a thing, but it's the only thing that kind of makes sense because nothing else makes sense. That's where my monologue is today. None of this makes sense, Timmy. None of it. There's that. What is the plan? So anyway, real quick, Orestes Estrada is going to join us in the last end of the show. He just got back from the Dominican Republic. And by the way, the Rays are building a $30 million facility in the Dominican Republic, and he sent me some video. I'm going to send it to you so we can put it up on the show. It's really quite impressive. And I think a great investment, by the way. But anyway, so we'll arrest us. We'll talk a little baseball at the end of the show. We're going to talk a lot of college football here, but we're going to begin with the Bucs because of what happened yesterday. The purge of all the coaches, 7 coaches in total. Gone. Obviously, Josh Grizzard, the offensive coordinator. Thad Lewis, the bright up-and-coming quarterbacks coach. Don't get that one at all. And these are also things that it's really hard to criticize because we're not in the building. We have no idea how these guys are working together, what happened. So it's really tough to criticize that. But because but he was, we're talking about him about possibly taking over for the OC when they hired Canales and Liam Cohen. I think his name was mentioned both times. I think he interviewed both times for that position, and he's interviewed other places for OC. So he's very highly regarded, and he's the one that's kicked out the young, smart, energetic coach is the one kicked out the door.
Well, I think that indicates. I thought about this yesterday. That indicates more than ever to me where the Buccaneers want to go with an offensive coordinator hire. That maybe they're not interested in. Obviously, they're not interested in promoting from within again after the Josh Grizzard fiasco. I call it a fiasco just because of the situation, not because of Josh Grizzard, because he very well could be a good OC somewhere else with a healthy squad, but with a little experience under his belt. But I would have thought Thad Lewis would have been your natural. If you want somebody from within to keep your so-called continuity flowing, he would have been the number one prospect from in the building. But now that he's gone, I think it says that the Bucs want an outside voice again. I think they want maybe somebody with some experience, and they don't want to go through the, let's watch him grow and let's help him move his scheme along and things like that. I think they want somebody with some experience that can just run the offense, and they don't have to worry about it.
And they may have somebody already in mind, and maybe some of this already agreed to it, and they know that person is going to coach the quarterbacks. And that's the deal right now. And by the way, just to finish the housekeeping, many of you know this. Charlie Strong, 1 year defensive line, he was let go. Nick Rapone, the 70-year-old safeties coach, has been with Todd forever. He retired. Kevin Ross, close friend of Todd, been with him forever. He was fired, which was interesting. And I got to believe that came from the Glazers. Obviously, Thomas McGahee, the special teams coach, was fired. That should have been done midseason. And I don't know if and Tom Moore retired, because he's got to take care of his wife who had a stroke. And prayers out to her and Tom and everybody. And what a great man. And that's Bucky Irving's confidant, that won't be in the building. I'm sure they'll be able to, text and keep in touch and all that, but he won't be in the building for their 4 a.m. meetings, or whatever, the 5:30 a.m. meetings that they have. It's just when I said there's no hope, I mean, obviously there's good players here. There's some real good players here, but it's more like, what's the direction? Like, what is the plan? And this is why I kind of put it out on social yesterday, and we said it here yesterday. Where are the Glazers? Where is Todd? Todd said it again. Where is Jason Light? This is a time when the fan base is in an uproar. There needs to be communication with the fan base as to what's going on. Even if it's come out and have a little, I'm getting a little echo, by the way, Timmy. Even if there's just, hey, listen, we got a plan. We got a plan. Can't reveal it all right now. We're working on some things. So just be patient. Give me a text or just a tweet. I don't think I think you looked it up. He hadn't tweeted since October or something, or
October, middle of October. Yeah.
Yeah. We haven't heard from him, seen him. I mean, anywhere. It's not his MO. And I wonder, maybe, is he on the outs? I don't know. What's the plan?
It would certainly indicate he's not on board with the moves if he's not outwardly supporting them, right?
Yeah.
Hey, we're just trying to make a better team for next year, and we're exploring all options here, and this is what we've come up with in the building, and nothing, crickets.
Yeah, we got a statement from Todd Bowles that the Buccaneers put up on their Twitter. If you want to grab that, Timmy, we can read that. It's a lot of gobbledygook. We don't necessarily need to, but if you're interested, it's so to me, and I think I hear this from a lot of Buccaneers fans. It's like, where's the hope? And I don't want to belabor this, but I just think it needs to be said once again. You're purging 7 coaches. That's most of the staff. And your offensive coordinator is most of the staff. And is there scapegoating going on? Obviously. And I will talk about Glazers in just a second. But again, and there's talk now that Todd, is going to keep the play calling. So it's status quo as far as the defense goes. And you're just going to go out and try to find another offensive coordinator. And we'll see how that goes. But for me, it's like there's such a sample size here for Todd Bowles. Okay, here's his statement. So they put out a statement by the head coach. No statement from the Glazers. No statement from Jason Light. Nothing. This and his return, Todd Bowles' return, is disseminated to the fan base by a text message to Rick Stroud, a reporter. Unprecedented.
It's so bizarre.
That's just bizarre. So he says, these decisions are always difficult, but the disappointing end to the season required some changes to our coaching staff in order to ensure we live up to the high standards we have set here. Are there really high standards? Because as I look at the last 4 years, it's a lot of mediocrity. And that's data. That's just data. These coaches all have put in tremendous amount of work and effort, but unfortunately the results were not there this past season. Yeah. And by the way, Todd, you stood in front of the media and said it was all your fault. So when's the resignation?
Yeah. Fire the right coaches.
Our goal is to compete for championships every year, and it is my responsibility to make these tough decisions in order to reach those expectations. That's a bit ironic.
My name is Jeff.
You make, these are the tough decisions you're making. You couldn't make a tough decision in midseason to get rid of your special teams coach was absolutely demanded. Instead, you just said, forget it. We'll just kick it into the end zone. Okay. Want to thank these coaches for all they've contributed to our success over the years and wish them well. So it just, again, this seems like a lot of, it ain't my fault. It's everybody else's fault. But you stood at the podium and said it was your fault. A lot of confusion going on here.
So if Todd Bowles had a press conference to address all of these changes, And he goes to the podium and said, look, he kind of recaps the offensive changes, whatever. And he says, look, we decided as a front office, as a team, as a coaching staff here, as me, as the head coach, our defensive coordinator last year did not get it done. We're moving on from our defensive coordinator. We will begin our search today for a brand new defensive coordinator to lead us into 2026. And I will be personally in charge of that search. Would that make anything better?
No.
Because it's still him, right?
Yeah. And that's the point of this. You just purge most of your staff, but you're the guy that's responsible for all this and for keeping a lot of these guys for a long time. When it was clear they were underperforming. I mean,
I really thought all that was done.
Yeah, but the biggest question is, what does this change? Does this change anything if Todd Bowles is still the head coach and he's still the one that's going to mismanage these games? I just go back to the most recent, right before the half against the Carolina Panthers in a 10-3 game, a 10-7 game. You got the ball. You get an intercept. They're driving to take the lead. You get an interception, a game-changing play. Momentum. Crowd's going nuts. And what do? You hand the ball off 6 out of 7 times. The only time you threw it was on 3rd down. And Baker made some magic. And you had 3 timeouts and you weren't even using them. You're telling me we're just not going to let Baker Mayfield throw another pick. You're not even letting Josh Grizzard coach, and now you fired him. You think Josh Grizzard wanted to run the ball 6 times, 151 left in the half, with Mike Evans, Abuka, Jalen McMillan, Bucky Irving? Baker just made a great play. Unfortunately, only has 31 seconds left to do something with us because your ass didn't call a timeout. And you're not even going no huddle. You think Josh Grizzard, an offensive guy with 151 left in 3 timeouts, wants to run the ball 6 out of 7 times?
And if he did, that's why he's fired.
Yeah, okay, fine. I don't believe that.
That's hard to imagine, right?
I don't believe that for one freaking second. None. Yeah. It's, hey, run the ball. Run the ball. I don't want an interception here. Go look at the first Panthers game. You let Baker throw it. I know Baker had a couple of picks. I get it. But listen, if you got to live and die with your quarterback. If he's healthy and your guys are healthy, which they were at that point, you got to listen. If you're going to take the bad with Baker, you got to get some of the good. That's how you win games. But that's not the way Todd thinks. So you're going to have the same game manager, conservative game manager on both sides of the ball. What is any of this yesterday? Firing Kevin Ross is going to change your fortunes? Really? Really? Charlie Strong was the problem. That's going to change some things when we get a new defensive line coach. Really? Really? Now, I'm not, can you fire Josh Grizzard? I mean, they were 20th in offense, 19th in points. The defense was worse. Yeah. Defense was worse.
Yeah, why are we not
just go by the numbers? And in the last half of the season, good God, dead last in everything. And not when the only injury you really had was Cansey. Josh Grizzard had to deal with a different offensive line almost every single game. Losing your top receiver, Mike Evans, for a long stretch, which your offense is based on, and he still did better than you. And he's the one that gets fired? What? And again, what's the plan? None of this. Has any of this happened yesterday? Oh, God. Oh, you know what? Now we're on the right track. No. It just asks more questions. And again, I just go to this. It's like sample size. Let me ask you this, Timmy. You've covered this league for a long time. If you had a coach that was career head coach, 62 and 77, 62 and 77, over 8 years of coaching in the NFL. With you, he's 36 and 36, including 1 and 3 in the playoffs. 36 and 36. He is the position coach, the defensive coordinator of a defense that has been awful. Is there ever been a coach retained in the NFL with that kind of record? Where in this equation do you say, oh, that's the guy? Because he kept Patrick Mahomes off the scoreboard in the Super Bowl. That was great. It's a long time ago.
What was that? Right.
A long time ago I would argue I could have coached that team pretty well. There's a lot of effing talent on that defense. And if that's what you're holding on to, like that's it? Like what are you pointing to? Mike McDaniel had a better record. He got fired. John Harbaugh got a way better record. He got fired. Tony Dungy had a way better record. He got fired. John Gruden had a way better record. He got fired. What are you pointing to? What? Staff changes. What does it matter?
It's the
same guy that's going to be doing walkthrough Wednesday. The same guy that's going to be giving the players off any chance he gets. And the CBA already sets up such a tough situation for coaches that they don't get enough time with these players anyway. And you want to give them more time off? More time off. Because they're executing so well. And they know their assignments so well. We never see busted coverages. Oh, wait a minute. I mean, I feel like I know I come on here every day for the past week, and I'm kind of saying a lot of the same stuff, but I just don't get it. You give me fresh stuff every day. You think this is going to fix it. I'm like, nope. None of that, nothing that happened yesterday. If you brought Josh, I could argue you bring Josh Grizzard back another year with a healthy team. I think he's going to do a hell of a lot better. At least I can make a case for that. What can you say? I mean, do they need better players on defense? Yes. Yes, they do. But you're not 20th. Well, total defense you are. I look at the last 9 games after the bye, after you self-scouted. You were dead last at almost everything, and you were playing a lot of shit teams. You played 3 good ones out of the gate, get that. But the rest, not a lot of offensive juggernauts. And your defense was terrible. Quinn Ewers carved you up. Jeez, old Pete's. And plus throw in the player dissension and all this other stuff. I mean, what are you pointing to that says this gives you hope? So that begs the question, why? Why are you not pulling the trigger? Is it money? Is it you're afraid to do it for what people might say? I don't think you need to worry about that. You've got a great record in that regard. The Buccaneers have the best record in the NFL in that regard. If somebody wants to say anything, just say, we've hired more black coaches than anybody in the history of the NFL. What are you even talking about? And you could point to the lack of performance. That is dramatically evident. So I don't know what it is, but is it just simply what we've been told and heard is that they love Todd Bowles? Okay, I do too. I love the dude. But if I'm running an NFL team, I'm going to pay him handsomely to sail off into retirement and say, thanks for all you've done. Appreciate it. You were a big part of the Super Bowl. Thank you for that, Lombardi. We loved you. You did you did a pretty good job. But it's not good enough. It's just not what we're looking for. We're not looking for 9-8, 8-9. We're just not. We think we can do better. Is it that hard?
Think about the culture that Malcolm Glazer established with this team after the Culver House ownership, right? Comes in January of 95, buys the team, and immediately you're contending, you win a Super Bowl, and that it's a culture of winning, right? You earn the respect of the fan base, you earn the respect of players around the league. You've got you've got free agents that want to come play here. For the love of God, you attracted Tom Brady, years later. And now Malcolm's gone. And look, I don't know the kids. I don't know any of them. I don't know what their hierarchy is for running the team. But at this point, it seems like it's dysfunctional enough that you could be in the process of erasing 30 years of completely amazing ownership because you seem to be unable to make a decision on your head coach. And it could be undoing 30 years of what your family has built. And trust me, I'm in a market where NFL family ownership is a thing, okay? So I kind of know the bad part of this side of all of this. And it can get ugly. And I don't feel like the Glazers and the Bucs, the franchise, the fan base, I don't think you guys have ever had to deal with this recently. But it's real. I'm telling you from the outside, it is a very, very bad look. It's a bad look. And it's all falling back on ownership.
Yeah. You know, James says, everything you've said makes sense. So why? The Glazers are smart. So why? It has to be money. What other reason, JP? Again, from what I looked into, so let me tell you this. I don't know what Todd's contract is, but I would have to guess if he was making, the last report was he was making $3 million in his last deal. Can we say they bumped him to 6, 7? I can't believe it's more than that. But again, even that, like when your revenues are $500-600 million a year, and I know you got payroll and all that stuff, but it's just that that doesn't wash. Every one of these owners, every Glazer family member is worth over $1 billion. And the Man United thing is not. I think when they went and bought it, it affected the Buccaneers, but that thing's worth $10 billion. Somebody said it's worth 6.6. I think it's more than that. And they just sold, I think 20% of it to Sir Schmuckalot that runs the team now for $1.7 billion. They are flush with cash. They have tons of cash. I just can't believe that's the deal, but it may be. And so let's just say that if it is, shame on them. Shame on them. I understand Florida State doesn't have $72 million to buy out Mike Norvell. I don't understand how the Bucs don't have $12 million to buy out Todd Bowles or $15 million. Come on.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? You're going to lose more than that? Yeah, I don't get it. I hope, I guess you guys can say it's money, but if it's money, then, and I don't want to blame the Glazers for that. I don't want to say, oh, it's cheap owners. I can't do that. I don't have the information, and I don't think it's true. I don't think it's true. So, what do you guys think? What do you guys think? All right, let's take a break. We'll come back on the other side. We'll get into all of the, let me hit this one real quick. Nathan Stout says, listen to the Rondé Barber show. Rondé said he wouldn't want to play in Bowles defense. It's complicated and very hard to implement. This is coming from a Hall of Fame defensive legend. Yeah, I've had lots of conversations with Rondé about this over the years. And I mean, and Rondé talks to the Glazers a lot. They confide in him a lot. So, I mean, they understand it. You got your players saying it's too complicated. You got your players saying the practices are too soft. You got Hall of Famers saying it's a lot of fingers pointing at Todd Bowles. A lot. And he's the one pointing fingers at everybody else at times and himself, but also at everybody else and the players and the whole tirade. And it's clear as day to me that the biggest problem, without question, and the only thing you're going to do to significantly change your fortunes is to fire Todd Bowles. And there's, I think, a lot of good candidates out there. And I think if this job were officially open, that I think it's the best job in the NFL. That's open, I think. I mean, a lot of you would say New York, the Giants job with Jackson Dart. Has Jackson Dart really proven to you that he's better than Baker Mayfield? When he throws 41 touchdown passes in a season, get back to me.
Yeah.
Okay. Get back to me. When he has all the comeback wins that Baker Mayfield has, and by the way, and if you haven't noticed, these guys really play for him. He's the unquestioned leader of this team. And so this is a good situation. And the defense needs more talent. That's what the draft and free agency is for. We got a lot of cap space, and we're drafting 15th. Let's go fix the freaking let's put some more players on this defense. You drafted how many defensive players last year? 3, 4, 5 defensive players last year. So, we need more, and we need some guys up front, and we need some linebackers. So go fix it. But I think more than anything, we need a fresh voice running the defense. And I think that's
first and foremost.
And that's not just me saying that. It's a lot of people. All right. We are brought to you by the great folks at Genesis of Tampa. Founders Weekend coming up. They'll give you $1,000 off your new car. They're also giving away a gas card. You can get in the gas card for a year. It's a $2,500 value. You can go over there, take a test drive, and they'll 10X your entries into the big giveaway. So all you got to do is go over there, ride around in a couple of nice fancy cars, and you might win $2,500. That sounds like a pretty good Friday afternoon to me. Head on over.
Beer money.
Yeah, right there. Let's go. Yeah, you know what? I think if you're charging it right at the gas station, they sell beer as well. I learned that in college.
Yeah.
That was the greatest discovery of my life. Wait a minute. I can buy beer with this? My dad gave me a gas card. Stack up the daddy lights. Let's go, boys.
Still reserve, baby, for everybody.
It'd be like, son, how did you charge $200 in one?
Been driving a lot, Dad. Been doing a lot of driving.
My car now takes Natty Light. It runs on Natty. I don't know how the hell we got here out of the Genesis Tampa live read. Anyway, you want to drive a great, wonderful, incredible car at a great price and do business with a great local company. It is Genesis of Tampa. Head on over there, and there's always stuff going on there. They'll greet you. It's like a party over there all the time. GenesisofTampa.com. Back in 3. At Genesis of Tampa, they got some serious ho going on this Christmas. It's the Miracle Holiday Sales Event and their 30 days of giving. First, for any new vehicle in the month of December sold, first payment will be deferred 90 days, and then the dealership will make the first payment up to $500. That can save you a lot of cash that you can use for Christmas shopping. And every day in December, they're giving away a $500 shopping spree. All you got to do is have your car appraised, and you get an entry into the daily drawing for the $500 shopping spree. And every weekend day in December, customers simply need to stop by the dealership, scan the QR code, and they get an entry into the $500 shopping spree contest. No purchase necessary. Test drive a vehicle, and we will 10X your entry into the shopping spree. Christmas and New Year's Eve, each holiday, if a customer books a test drive for the specified day, they will receive a themed t-shirt, limited edition, as well as an additional $250 off the purchase price. Bottom line is, get your butt and your sleigh down to Genesis of Tampa, 801 East Bears Avenue, just off 275. It's going to be a big Christmas at Genesis of Tampa. Italiano Insurance would like to congratulate the Bucs on their 50th anniversary season. And you know what? We've been here for every season and then some, over 60 years in business. We've seen some smart coaches with great game plans, but if you don't have flood insurance or business insurance, that's a terrible game plan. That could ruin you financially. You don't want to take that L. So call 813-877-7799 and let their friendly agents quarterback your insurance and save you big money. Italiano also sponsors our FSU report every week. So go Noles, 813-877-7799 or go to ItalianoInsurance.com. JP here for Riveters, the official sports bar and grill of the JP Peterson Show. We're located just south of Ray J and Steinbrenner Field, so it's a great pre- and post-game spot, and the happy hour is amazing. Monday through Friday, 3 to 7. Check out these specials. $3 Bud Light drafts, $4 domestic bottles, $5 wells, $6 premium wells, $6 cocktails like margaritas. That's unheard of. And the Riveters food is freshly made daily. No freezers. Happy hour food specials include $3.50 tacos and barbecue sliders. $6 you get edamame or chips with the beer cheese, which is amazing. $8 buffalo chicken dip, my favorite. The truffle fries, chili cheese fries, also $8 at happy hour. As well as other specials throughout the week, including Taco Tuesdays, you get $3 tacos, and Wing Wednesdays, 7 o'clock to 1 a.m. in the morning, you get our amazing wings, 5 for $5 and $5 wells and wines. That's a good Wednesday night. So if you're tired of the preppy, overpriced, generic sports bars, come see the amazing, friendly bartenders and staff at Riveters, where customer service really matters. Riveters, just south of where the Rays and Bucks play. We'll see you there. Although it may seem tempting to go without healthcare insurance, the financial risk far outweighs the gain you may experience. For example, did you know if you simply broke your leg, it could cost you nearly $7,500? Put on top of that a hospital stay, you could be looking at $10,000 to $15,000. Ensuring that you don't go uncovered is so important, as according to CNBC, high medical bills are the highest contributing factor to why Americans end up taking money out of their retirement savings, or worse, find themselves filing bankruptcy. So go to don'tgouncovered.com or call 800-669-1505. Now, depending on your income, you can get plans for zero premium. Our experts will guide you through the process effortlessly. They will shop many plans and find the one that's right for you. I called and I have full health coverage through Florida Blue for zero monthly premium. It's a free call. So why go uncovered? It's a huge risk. Go to don'tgouncovered.com or call 800-669-1505. That's 800-669-1505. Hey, JP here for my concierge medical professional, Chris Lugo, PA. You've heard him on the show for a couple of years where he shares invaluable medical, nutritional, and supplement advice. With Chris, it's like having a medical provider as your best friend. What I love about this concierge service is the convenience and support he offers. I can text or call him 24/7 with any questions or concerns, and he'll promptly call in a prescription if needed. No office visits or copays required. It gives me peace of mind knowing I have someone genuinely invested in my health, not just focused on insurance profits. And the best part, the Bay Area Modern Medical Center's personal concierge service is more affordable than you might think. Don't let insurance companies dictate your health care. Take control of your health and wellness today. Visit BAMMC.com for more information and to schedule your initial free consultation. Empower yourself and take charge of your personal health with BAMMC.com.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show. Man, no, I forgot this little nugget I'm going to give you in a little bit. Once again, Nostradamus right here. My genius being revealed once again. Hey, thanks to the great folks at Riveters. By the way, they had a huge crowd last night for the Miami game, Miami Ole Miss game, and they're set up for you tonight for the next round tonight with Oregon and Indiana. So head on over to Riveters. Might want to get there a little early to get a seat, get your food, get everything ready, and enjoy some of the chicken wings and the buffalo chicken dip. Get there early. The happy hour goes 3 to 7. $3 domestics, $5 wells, the hazy IPA, all the good stuff over there at Rivers. So head on over. The only place to watch the big games is Riveters, Tampa, right there, just north of 275 on Dale Mabry, just south of the stadium.
So JP, we're talking about
No. Hold on. I gotta get the payoff here.
Oh, you're gonna go to your Nostradamus. Okay, go for it.
Do you remember the drone tarp?
Yeah. Everybody remembers the drone tarp.
Brilliant idea. For those of you who don't know,
did someone else cash in on our? I say our because I was here.
So yesterday, Julian Breezebois, Lightning GM, was doing his state of the team halfway through the season deal, and they were talking about the outdoor game, and he said there was an idea that was brought up. A dome flap, they called it, would be built on top of the stadium that would be removed and flown away before the game by helicopters from MacDill Air Force Base. Not quite a drone tarp. My idea is way better, but they would
more economical. It sounds like
drop. Yeah, like how much does that thing weigh? We're gonna bring in the helicopters, and well, I guess they fly tanks around, so whatever. So they were gonna drop a dome on top of Raymond James Stadium and then fly it away.
Sounds like a drone tarp to me.
Come on now. The things we're doing with drones these days, we can't get a tarp that just shades the stadium and moves with the sun. And if it's raining, we can turn it into like a V, with an angle. Yeah. So it runs off the side. Have you seen these drone shows they're doing in China, by the way?
So ridiculous.
Oh, holy shizbang.
I still don't know how drones work. I'm so confused. Is it just magic? I think it's just magic.
All AI.
Right?
It's all AI. How do they when it's windy, right? These things,
Yeah.
You ever tried to fly a drone? It ain't easy.
No, I didn't know you could do that. Don't you
No,
have
I've
to
tried. It's very difficult. And in the wind, I was doing some production work with a camera out in New Mexico, And I'm trying to fly my drone in these 30-mile-an-hour winds in the desert. And I'm like, it's like crashing all over the place. And that's one drone. They do it by AI. It's amazing. But anyway, yes, drone tarp. The day will come, bro.
You can tell Julian this was your idea.
Damn right I am. I have a better idea, Julian. Check this out. Well, Julian, hell, come on, Brian Ford. You need a roof over that stadium. Come on now. I got you covered. You don't need to spend $500 million, bro.
It's not going to fix the lack of air conditioning, though.
I wish my dad were still alive, the brilliant engineer that he is. I'd say, Dad, work this out.
Yeah, figure it out.
Mm-hmm. Maybe I'll ask ChatGPT, see what he
So JP, we were talking about how the buyout for Bowles might influence the Glazers' decision, right, to fire him or to not fire him. Whether it's correct, it's a topic of conversation. You know who doesn't care about coach buyouts before he fires them? Mark Davis in Las Vegas.
That's for damn sure.
He is paying out $50 million a year on fired head coaches.
Yeah.
Or fired coaches. So $8 million a year to Antonio Pierce still. $10 million a year to Josh McDaniels. $10 million a year to John Gruden. $16 million to Pete Carroll. And $6 million to Chip Kelly.
16 million. Pete Carroll was making 16 million.
That's his buyout. So he's probably making 8, right? They got to buy out the rest of his contract.
I mean, what does that tell us besides Mark Davis is an idiot?
Boy, he can sure pull him though, can he?
But it does. I mean, all these NFL teams have about the same revenues, within billions. Yeah. I don't know. Right. So if he can afford to do it and still run his team, I can't buy into this is about money. How much the Glazers spent during the Brady years. It's just, they haven't, they spent $3 million on the documentary. They spend money. This has not been a thing since they've been so successful. Again, they just sold a quarter of Man United for $1.7 billion. It's a nice little walking around change.
Beer money.
So yeah, I just don't think it's money. All right. Should we get to the comments or go Miami here quickly? What a game last night. Let's just hit it.
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah.
Listen, I got to give Carson Beck all the flowers in the world for that final drive. He made some big nut throws. He really, really did. And then running it in for the touchdown, he came through. I mean, yes, he still has the most punchable face in sports. No question about it. Evidently, I didn't know this, but he is Jesus Christ that has come back. He's an incredible human being. Interesting. I was watching the game last night and there was a teenage girl in the room, and she said, one of my friend's daughters, idiots out there, and she said, "Do you know about Carson Beck and all his Snapchat stuff?" And I'm like, "Oh no." And she said the stuff that he says to girls, and she went on and on, and on. I'm like, oh. And I said, "This is all out there?" She's like, she showed me a screenshot. I'm like, "Oh,
wow,
really?" I'm like, "Wow." But whatever.
You think you know somebody?
Yeah, I mean, he live his life with however you want, pal. It's your life. But I don't, need Chris Fowler and Kirk Herbstreit and everybody telling me that he's this incredible human being. I don't do without that. But anyway, he did a fantastic job last night. Now, I wouldn't have ever stopped running the football. I put it on Twitter last night. Like, if I were Mario, I'd go to that offensive line and say, "Boys, it's time to earn your money. You got 4 downs every series to get me 10 yards, and we're not going to stop until we get to that painted thing. And Fletch, you're carrying the ball."
Yep.
Here we go. Sorry, Carson. They couldn't stop him. They wanted no part of it. Miami was stopping it themselves.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is a typical Miami loss. You're dominating the game. You're dominating the line of scrimmage. Although Mesidor and Bain were a non-factor last night. I thought that was interesting. But still, Shambles, he was under pressure all night long. Probably because they were, double teaming the other guys. But man, they were in complete control of this game, were they not? But yet they were going to lose this game. They
almost did anyway.
Yeah, and it would have been like, how the hell do you lose that game?
That final Ole Miss drive shouldn't have happened like that. 2 plays.
Yeah. Oh, they get down. And listen, you're never going to call interference on a Hail Mary, but if you ever were, holy Jesus.
That was it. I was shocked there was no flag.
And then spin control official comes on, the guys that they employ, the ex-officials to come on and spin it so the people don't lose their mind on these horrible calls. And he says, no, that's just hand fighting. No, the defensive back grabbed him for about 8 yards. And then at the end, the Ole Miss receiver pushed off. But for that 8 yards, the ball was in the air. He had his hands all over him, which was kind of dumb, by the way.
I was shocked there was no flag.
Like, and I guess in your coach that you can get away with some stuff on the Hail Mary situation, but that was egregious. I don't know. To me, that wasn't a Hail Mary. No, it really wasn't.
Because he wasn't. To me, a Hail Mary is when they're sitting in the end zone waiting for the ball.
Right.
He was running a route.
Yeah.
And he was still sprinting at full speed when the ball got there.
I would agree.
That is not a Hail Mary.
And it was a great throw. And I think without the receiver being encumbered, he catches that football.
Man, I think so too.
Yeah.
And even if you call a penalty now, and in my NFL head, I'm still thinking he goes at the 2 because it happened in the end zone, but college rules different, 15 yards, not spot of the foul.
Yeah, but so now you're at the 15.
And now you're at the 20, though.
Yeah.
With an untimed down, right, with zeros on the clock.
Right.
And, man, I like Trinidad Chambliss' chances right there with one down from the 20. And
that's a lot better than from the 35, for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
But also, they had 6 seconds left, and they were playing real soft.
Yeah.
On that left side, you could have taken a 15-yard out there. They were giving you that and had 2 seconds left from the 20. So,
but you know what?
You don't know if you can take a 5-yard. You can get the 15-yard out in 3 seconds.
That's a huge if, though, man, because then if for some reason something goes awry and the clock runs out, you didn't even get a shot at the end zone. So I kind of understand.
Either way, great comeback, great football game. Tip of the cap to Ole Miss. Those guys played like warriors. They really did, and Miami did too. Miami's a really, really good football team, and that game was so physical. How much more physical was that game than an NFL game? It was. I mean, there were some.
How much more fun to watch was that game than an NFL game?
It was tremendous. It was great football, great drama, everything you want in college football.
And just as JP and I predicted on yesterday's show, it would be close and come down to the last play of the game.
Yeah. Did I pick Miami? I don't know.
I think we both picked Miami, but like by double digits, but I wasn't going to go there.
You said that. I didn't.
You agreed with me.
I didn't say double digits either. Anyway, they won it. They should. Well, you're right. They should have won by double digits, like it's easily.
Yeah.
But that's so now they're going to play for the national championship against the winner of tonight's Oregon-Indiana game. And that'll be in Miami, by the way. So the Hurricanes will be at home, and once again, there'll be more fans from the other team than theirs.
They'll be playing in front of their 3,000 home fans they get every week.
Yeah. So, but yeah, no. Again, congratulations to Miami. What a great run they've had, and deservingly so. They have really played well since those losses, and the stories they were telling last night about how they pulled the team together, supported each other. That's good stuff. It's really, really good stuff. It's what college football is supposed to be about. And you can see this team is definitely playing for something bigger than themselves. They're not a mercenary gang like you have at Florida State. They're playing for something bigger, and that's powerful. And so was Ole Miss last night. They were galvanized by Lane Kiffin dissing them and leaving. You could tell that was a rallying cry, and they played hard and they played well together. That was a great game. Really, really good game. I really enjoyed watching that game last night. I'm looking forward to tonight as well.
I was thinking, JP, over the weekend here about college football playoff. My dad was a huge, college football fan. Obviously, I've told the story on New Year's Day, watching all the bowl games. He'd have every TV we had in the house, including the one out of my room, in the living room with the rabbit ears, watching every possible game because they used to all go at the same time.
Right.
There were no night games, day games. They were all on, noon central. It was all on at the same time. It's just what a huge football fan he was. And I was thinking to myself, how could I, 30 years ago, explain to him, Mr. College Football, that in 2026, you have to win the Rose Bowl for an opportunity to play in the Peach Bowl.
Yeah, it did.
You can't even wrap your brain around that, right?
Stuff like that. That's corporate sponsor bullshit, and I really don't care. It's whatever.
Right.
I don't even know. You don't even know where they're playing the games half the time, right?
Not anymore.
Weird.
No.
Yeah,
no.
It's kind of weird.
I kind of hate that. I love that there's a playoff. I love that they incorporate the traditional bowls. but it's still weird, right? I still hate that you don't have the conference tie-ins like the Sugar Bowl and the Rose. I don't know. It's different, but it is what it is. I'll take it.
All right, let's start with the paying trolls today, shall we? Mr. King gave us $2 to say it's all about the U. FSU will be irrelevant for a decade. You mean like you guys were for 2 decades? Thank you. You might be right, though. I hate to say it. I think we'll bounce back.
But do you get the feeling on that note, JP, do you get the feeling that this Miami team will dominate the ACC for the next however many years? I mean, who's behind Beck at quarterback, right? Why is Mario Cristobal not getting NFL head coaching talk? Like, I haven't heard his name at all.
No.
I haven't heard Kurt Cignetti's. Of course, Cignetti's old. I mean, I've
heard Cignetti's name more than Cristobal.
I have too, but I don't think Cignetti gets an NFL look. He hasn't done it long enough, and he's old. Like, he's
64.
barely. Yeah, he's going to be 65 here. He would be like the second oldest coach in the league right now, and he's still 7 years younger than Pete Carroll.
Hey, 63 is the new 23, bro. So he looks young. He acts young.
63-year-old.
No, he's got a great, got a lot of energy. I mean, I'd hire that guy, but I don't know. It's hard to hire a college coach to come to the NFL right now. And when has that ever worked?
Nope. Jimmy Johnson?
Yeah, long time ago. Long time ago. Long time ago. Thank you for that, Mr. King. Hope that $2 was worth it. Rick says, welcome to the pewter therapy. We all get through this together. In the meantime, we have the Lightning. Also, the Rays will be significant in MLB. Will they? Welcome to the last place Buccaneers. Boy, it really seems like, when you think about this, and this is what I see coming. So we'd go through this next year. It's the same shit. And then you got to fire Bowles next year. Does Baker stick around? He'll be a free agent. You're just starting all over again. Then you got to bring in a new coach. How long do you give him? Who is it? It's probably a learning curve there, unless somebody like of Vrabel becomes available. It just this could be it could be and you look at the roster and it needs help. So if you miss on these draft picks, you're looking at Mike Evans certainly is on the probably the 16 or 17 on the back nine, maybe even 18, headed for the 19th hole. And he's been a big part of what you do. And now we got questions about Bucky. What's going on with him? He was not the same guy when he came back from that injury, mentally and physically. So what's going on with him? There's just a lot of question marks now. You don't really feel, going into the season, boy, I really felt like the Bucs were on an upward trajectory. But my caveat was always what, Timmy? Todd Bowles.
Yep.
How does he manage games? How does he, does he get better at one-score games? And early on, he did.
And he had a game manager this year that he didn't have before. But was he ignoring the game manager later in the year, you think? Just like he was ignoring Josh Grizzard's play calls?
If the game manager managed that last 2 minutes of the Panthers games, I would argue were the most important 2 minutes before the half of the year.
Yeah.
If that's the way he managed, he needs to be fired.
You're fired.
I don't think we talk enough about that. That's coaching malfeasance.
Or was Todd Bowles in Todd Bowles mode and just turned a deaf ear to him?
Well, we asked Todd about that. I was getting ready to ask him about it, and somebody else asked him about it before in the press conference. And I think he blamed the rain, which was wrong because the rain had stopped. The rain had stopped. Now the field's still wet, obviously, but you worry more about the ball being wet.
It's a very Milli Vanilli excuse.
Yeah, and they trade out balls every play. They keep them dry. They try to. So to me, that's not an excuse. No. And again, it's just the way he coaches, man. I'll take a 13-7 lead over a 17-7 lead. As long as I got a kicker, we're
because you don't want to put the ball at risk in Baker's hands.
That's right. You're taking Baker in that situation. You have Baker Mayfield, Mike Evans, Jalen McMillan, Emeka Egbuka, Chris Godwin, and Bucky Irving. 42, you're at your own 42 with 1:51 left and 3 timeouts, and you throw one pass on 3rd and 6. So
there's some fishy going on in that.
Either
room,
Beastline needs to be fired, Bowles needs to be fired. Somebody has to answer for that.
Well, we know it ain't going to be Bowles.
Right. Well, clearly.
So,
all right. Captain K says, so is Jason Light and the Glazers still missing? Did Todd Bowles take them out? Now we're getting to the, thank you. I knew we'd get to the bottom of this. Maybe that's how he remains head coach. Has anyone seen the Glazers or Jason Light since the end of the season? Anyone? Have we seen, do we have pictures?
There's no tweet.
Do we have proof of life? Huh? I don't know. I think you're on to something. Captain K says, and I'm curious if the Buccaneers are hiring an actual DC. I guess yesterday there was some, talk of like, no, Todd is definitely going to be calling the plays next year. And listen, if we're going to keep him, the walk around coach thing for him makes absolutely zero sense. None.
Because he's not a disciplinarian. Normally those guys are disciplinarians.
Well, and they're good game managers and they're inspirational leaders.
Yeah.
And they have a track record of winning. Not a losing record, right?
Yeah, man, this thing's a mess, man.
James says, I believe the Glazers are smart enough to realize that the roster, especially on a defensive line and linebacker, needs money to be thrown that way. They inquired on Harbaugh, and I'm sure they will make a big splash with edge and linebacker. Again, this is the NFL, guys. If this is the NFL, you have money in the cap. You got plenty of money to spend, and they will spend it, and they've shown that they spend to the cap all the time. I don't understand what these people are saying, oh, they're not spending money on free agents. No, they're paying their players. They're still spending the money to the cap. Doesn't matter where you spend it. It's that you spend it, and they're spending it. So that doesn't make any sense to me. So now you're saying, oh, they're keeping Todd to save the money to pay the players. No, that's not how this works at all. You guys are acting like it's this college and teams don't have the money, like it's FSU or something. They have gobs of money. And if you're not spending it, if you're making decisions that way, then you, as an ownership group, shame on you. And I'm not going to say that because I don't think that's what it is. Formerly known as Jeff B says, I can't believe folks actually thought Bowles was going to hire a DC. Yeah, that seems silly to me too. I agree. Greg DeCruz says all eyes now turn to Jason Light. If he doesn't significantly upgrade the talent in the front seven, then he should be gone too. Fix this mess. That's been bad since JTS was here. Listen, I have typically supported Jason Light, but on this score, you guys are 100% right. That front seven that I thought was going to be pretty good this year. So I'll take it. I'll take the mea culpa on this as well. My point was Yaya, Cansey, Vea, and an effective Hassan Reddick, which I predicted and was dead wrong.
Yeah, me too.
Levante David playing sort of to what he did the year before. We knew it wouldn't necessarily, but it was a significant drop-off that you may have seen coming, right? But we kind of think Levante's Superman. He's just going to do it again, right? I think that was a reasonable expectation. Savasier Dennis, we all missed on. Although I thought he played better at the end of the year. I thought he got better as the season went on. I still don't think he's I think he's the backup 5th rounder. That's what he is. But I thought he played better. So number one, you lost Cansey, and that was a huge loss. I admit that. And I think, to Bowles is a little bit of defense. But you got to have a little bit more. Losing one guy, you should have more depth available there and be able to coach around it and be better. And they weren't. And by the way, Todd Bowles has a significant say in the defensive personnel. Significant. Yeah. So don't just throw that on Light. Light's not sitting in his room picking the players by himself. And, go watch all the draft stuff that they do. And it's a very much a collective process. And Todd Bowles is very much involved in that process. So don't just say, oh, Light gave him these players. It's not Todd's fault. No. Can't do that. Todd's telling him what kind of players he wants.
And don't think the Jacob Parrish and Benjamin Morrison picks were not Todd Bowles. That was 100%. Todd Bowles telling Jason, those are my two guys. Get them when you can.
Yeah. But to everyone else's point, you didn't get a good edge rusher in free agency. You thought you did, and you kind of cheaped out. You did with Hassan going the 1-year deal because you didn't want to commit. And that doesn't mean the Glazers don't have the money. It means that you might, maybe you thought that paying Micah Parsons $40 million and giving up those draft picks wasn't your style, which I agree with, by the way. Because guess what? That he gets hurt, and then what happens? You're sunk. Hello, Packers. Have they won a game since he went down?
That's a good
I don't think they have. I think it's Trey may have mentioned that the other day. Somebody did. Aviation says Jason's seat is hot next season. The same sense of urgency has to be applied towards Jason as fans are giving Todd. I think that's fair. But I'm giving him another year, and we got to see something in free agency. You don't have any of your guys now that you desperately need to sign, right? And we're not throwing the money at Cade Otton. Gedicke's already got his deal. Who's out there that you have to re-up? Baker's not due till, you might think of an extension for Baker, but I don't think you necessarily have to do it right now.
Yeah, Micah Parsons got injured in the Denver game that they lost. Then they lost to Chicago, they lost to Baltimore, and they lost to Minnesota.
So, look, everybody wants Micah Parsons. But what did Jerry say?
I tried to tell y'all.
What did Jerry say? He said, when he's playing, he's good when he's playing. Remember that? We all laughed at him.
I didn't laugh.
You didn't. You did not laugh. You said, I'm not paying that.
Nope.
And that's the devil you dance with. Would Micah Parsons look good in a Buccaneers uniform? Hell yeah.
Sure.
As long as it's on the field. It don't look so good
in a Buccaneers uniform sleeping on the sideline like you did with the Cowboys.
With that $40 million of your cap money and how many would they give up? 2 1s for him? Or a 1 and a 2? I forget what.
2 1s.
2 1s, yeah.
That the Cowboys then flipped the next year's number 1 into Quinnen Williams with the Jets.
Right. So who's a dominant player.
Right now, I would still rather have Quinnen Williams right now than Micah Parsons.
Well, and your draft pick.
And we still have another number 1 draft pick this year. So the Cowboys will draft twice in the first round this year. And everybody in Dallas is hoping the Packers lose this game because obviously the pick would be higher. But Cowboys are already picking at number 12 with their own first round pick. So we got high hopes.
Andre all day says, Rachaad White, you can walk the plank, matey. You walk the plank, matey. You're nothing more than a glorified Michael Pittman.
It's probably a good time to show this then, huh?
Yeah. Rachaad White posting, I'm officially signing out. I have to, crying emoji. See y'all soon at the next destination. One love.
So you said that you think he's saying he's crying. What I think he said is that because punctuation matters, boys and girls, and NFL players don't know how to use it. I think he's saying I am officially signing out. I have to, period. And then cry emoji, like he's sad that he has to sign out. He's not saying I have to cry. That's how I see that. Like, I'm officially signing out. I have to, period. And then the cry emoji. I don't think he's saying
you don't have to.
I am officially signing out, period. I have to cry. I don't think that's what he's saying. But either way, it's saying he's gone.
But is this of his making or the Buccaneers making? Are the Buccaneers going to offer him a contract?
This has to be in response to the coaching moves on the offensive side of the ball, right?
Well, I don't know. It's also the end of the season, and he's kind of been saying he's leaving anyway. Or he hasn't been saying it. He said, I think he had another post of he had like a, hey, Buccaneers fans, it's been great. Appreciate you. All that. And then this. Yeah, it's a little cryptic, to be sure.
Now, someone said Sean Tucker wiped all his social media of Buck stuff.
Oh, did he?
Is that a thing?
I didn't know that. I mean, he can't be happy with his role here. It seems like, he does one bad thing and then he's on the bench for another 2 games. Aviation says, Andre, I was going to say something about that weird activity from RB3 deleting his Bucks pictures. Oh, yeah. So a lot of like dissension. We went from Camp Kumbaya to Camp Chaos in 1 year. And of course, Todd Bowles has nothing to do with that.
Oh my gosh. Why can't we all just get along?
But seriously, he has nothing to do with that either. Okay. Andre Day says, it's just a Kane thing, man. You just don't understand. I'll be okay with that. Greg Cruz says, I can smell the stench of mediocrity all the way from Costa Rica. That's not your bad sewers or your septic tank. No. That's the Buccaneers you smell.
I've heard Costa Rica is very, very nice. Like I've had friends that used to live there.
No, I keep threatening Greg that I'm coming down there. He said, come on down. You can hang out, stay for a while.
Johnny lived in Costa Rica when he was playing on the Central American PGA Tour. Yeah.
One of my best childhood friends. It's kind of a weird story, but he used to go down. His dad used to take him down there all the time on golfing trips. And as he got older, there came a time where his father facilitated him becoming a man.
Okay.
Thoughts? Hey, dads, getting your...
I wouldn't do that, but I'm not going to knock
17, 18-year-old son.
Others that do.
Some experience. I not my choice, but
I mean, my dad knew by 17 I had already done all that anyway. So
this is a long time ago. This would be back in the. See, I graduated high school in '81, so this would probably be in the mid '70s. And his dad was a bit of a playboy. He was a playboy. That guy. He was a cool dude. Really cool guy.
That happened more than we think it does. It did, especially back then.
I ain't gonna lie. Back then, I was jealous. I was like, come on, where's my dad? Where's he? I'm like, hey, take your best friend down next time, huh? What are we doing here?
My dad would have just been, hey, watch and learn.
Selfish mofo.
Yeah.
Selfish son of a bitch.
I'll lead by example, son.
Hey, Greg, is there a lot of that going on down there in Costa Rica? What the hell's going on down there? Greg says the Knowles are worse because they have no quarterback. Oh, no, we just got Ashton Daniels, whatever the hell his name is.
Wow.
Auburn Castoff. Jeez, oh, Pete. He's going to be good in that Gus Malzahn offense, throwing those 20 picks that he's thrown. 22 interceptions, 20 picks over his career. How much are we paying this guy? I hope not much. Bantry says the Glazers are lighting candles, burning incense, sacrificing virgins. Thinking of virgins. Praying and anything else they can think of to get the Steelers to lose this weekend and then part ways with Mike Tomlin. All right, so let's open this up, can of worms, all right? So we don't hear anything from the Glazers. No statement, no nothing. We're told that Todd's coming back by Todd to a reporter. No Jason Light. Credible reports that the Bucs are reaching out to find out about John Harbaugh. Is that just kind of CYA to the fan base? That, hey, at least we looked, and he didn't want to come here because of Jason Light. He wanted his own general manager.
Hey, we're making a strong run at Aaron Judge this year.
But it does tell us, okay, so you guys are looking. You're not satisfied with Todd Bowles. And if you can get John Harbaugh, you would fire him. But you're not going to fire him otherwise? Because you don't think you can attract another candidate or go find somebody? Again, that's just not an aggressive, let's get after it, let's go find something better. We can be better. Come on, guys. Get up and go thing. It's kind of like, hey, give Harbaugh a call. Just see. Whatever. No? Okay. We'll just stick with that. That's what we're doing? That's going to sell $1 million suites? Listen, I ain't a billionaire. They're smarter than I am. Although I did tell them to keep Liam and fire Todd. I will keep reminding you every day until I die.
I still think that they thought they did that. I still contend that I think that's what Light thinks happened.
I think they had a plan to do that, and their plan was you got Shad Khan.
And
you got
Liam
Khan
Cohen is a shyster.
Yeah, he played you. So if you see him at the owners' meetings, how's that go?
Shad
You
Khan or Liam
handlebar
Cohen?
mustache son of a bitch. You got us. Why'd you do that? How'd you do that? I mean, do they have a conversation? If you're Brian or Joel or Darcy, do you go up to them and go, "Hey, okay, what was that all about?"
I guarantee you, they already know what happened.
But do you address it? Well, they got snookered. He got you.
I'm sure they've already had conversations.
He didn't do, and by the way, he didn't do anything wrong.
No,
he didn't do anything wrong. He was just more aggressive than you. He knew what he wanted, and he paid for it, and he got it. You didn't. You had your chance. He was here. They couldn't have even talked to him before the season was over. So you had your chance, and you thought you could keep him here. He ain't effing leaving. I thought you could too. I thought you were gonna. And I still say Jason had at least a verbal agreement with Liam that let me match whatever offer you get. And he never got the opportunity. Sorry for you on the podcast as he puts up the Khan from Star Trek, the movie.
One of my favorite scenes of all time.
Ricardo Montalban in his fine Corinthian leather.
Rich Corinthian leather.
Which
there's no such thing. Even he admitted. You remember, have you ever seen this interview?
No.
That he did like on Johnny Carson back then. Like he was on Johnny Carson. For those of you that don't know, Johnny Carson used to host the Tonight Show before Jay Leno. For those of you that don't know who Jay Leno is, he hosted the Tonight Show before Conan O'Brien did it for 3 weeks.
But
so
Ricardo
no,
Montalban was a big star, Fantasy Island.
Yeah.
This
Bunch
beautiful
of movies.
accent.
And so he did this commercial for Chrysler.
The Chrysler Cordoba.
The Chrysler Fifth Avenue.
I thought it was the Cordoba.
Well, he did the Cordova too.
That was the moment to find the rich Corinthian leather.
He would say in the commercials, he's describing the car, and it's this beautiful slow motion panning around the car, and it goes to the interior, and it's this awesome beige. This is the 70s, boys and girls. It's this awesome beige, and then he says, whatever, fine or rich, whatever it was, Corinthian leather. And everyone's like, the hell is Corinthian leather? Like,
Right.
Does that exist? So Johnny Carson asked him on the show. And Ricardo Montalban in his awesome accent, he's like, no, it doesn't exist. And the writers of the commercial were looking for a word to make it sound plush and elite, and so they decided anything with the word Corinthian in front of it makes it automatically sound all ritzy and rich and elite. And so they went with Corinthian leather. So that's
especially the way Ricardo Montalban said it. Corinthian leather. He'd roll the R's and he'd be like, ooh, I need that Cordoba.
I'm going to have to pull that commercial off YouTube. We're going to have to play it.
But anyway, it's like that's where he also played Khan in Star Trek.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
bring it all home, baby. Like, what are these people talking about? Scott Valdez says, no matter how you slide it, it's owner malfeasance.
Yeah.
I asked the question, who's worse, Bucs or FSU? FSU is worse, says Harvey Rouse. I would agree. And then Lonnie Wilkins says, I say the Rays are worse. What?
How are they worse? They're on the uptick.
Orestes is coming in, and we have some questions about, like, who are we signing here? What's going on?
JP, did you see the $5 super chat?
I did not. Put it up, please.
Rarely even.
Hey, what's up?
JP, Nick Carter of the Backstreet Boys tweeted that he has sources that tell him McDaniel is coming to Tampa. I assume that's Mike and not Josh. As OC, credible or not credible? Well, look, I will address
Backstreet Boy. Of course, it's credible.
I will address this. Nick Carter is a Backstreet Boy, and Backstreet Boys can't lie. It's
right.
impossible for Backstreet Boys to lie. So if he has a source saying that, I would put it in the books. 100%. Mike McDaniel is coming to Tampa as the OC.
Let's just racking my brain for a Backstreet Boys reference that I could use here that would just make me sound brilliant. But Bye. I don't have one.
That's not them.
Shit. I missed it.
That's in sync.
I get them confused. What do you want me to do? Ashley's going to be livid with me. Yeah. She's a big Backstreet Boys.
I mean, look, the Backstreet Boys are no New Kids on the Block. All right, that's
there we go. Bell says I want it that way. Yeah. I want it that way. I want it that way. Give me Mike. Yeah. Tell me why we can't have Mike McDaniel. Yeah. Well, bring him in, and then he's the heir apparent. And when Todd, hits the midseason swoon. But do I want Mike McDaniel as my head coach? Am I thrilled about that, Mr. Capri Pants?
No, but you'll take him for an OC. I'd take him for an OC. I don't want him as a head coach either, but I'll take him as an OC.
Right. No. And if you got to make a change, at least you got somebody that's got some, a couple playoff appearances under his belt. His very waist size 24 belt. Probably. What do you think his waist size is? Like 28? Like
27.
28.
It's a 27.
Like I was in middle school.
The same as his inseam.
My husky pants.
27. My tough skins. With the patches on the knees.
I had to go to the husky size. Yeah. It was so nice of them to say husky instead of fat. Small, medium, large, extra large, husky. Then extra large, fat.
Were you a husky kid? Were you a fat kid?
Yeah, I was a fat kid.
But you were an all-pro in pretty much every sport you played.
Hey, listen, I mean, it's why my sixth grade coach said, old Harry Hamilton, who was the second leading scorer in the SEC.
I know, we looked it
up. In 1938. Yeah, remember?
He looked it up.
This guy had the freaking biggest boiler you'd ever see in your life. He said, Peterson, you get rid of that spare tire, you'd be a pretty good player. I'm looking at him with this freaking boiler. You could have set a six-pack on that mofo.
Do as I say.
Those guys in the coaching shorts on, he had a boiler. It was like I'm like, dude, you're pregnant. You're telling some 12-year-old kid you got to lose his. Thank you for saying it, by the way, because I did need to lose my spare tire. And when I did, it was even better.
Oh, that's great.
He was right. He cut me in my sixth grade year, and I was clearly the best sixth grader, but I was fat. So you didn't give me a shot, but that's okay. I'm going to brag a little. I was an all-pro at every sport in elementary school. Yeah. You guys know what I'm talking about.
Another super chat, JP. Oh, go ahead. Right. We'll do the super chat.
All right. Andre Alday says, as bad as the Bucs are right now, the Colts are much worse. 7-game losing streak to end the season. Imposters. But at least their owner did a press conference.
Yeah.
She looked really nice, by the way. I guess she got a lot of crap for it. She read that prepared statement. That's all I saw. I didn't see any of the question and answers. But evidently that didn't go very well. But at least she went out and did it. At least, she went out and answered the fans. Our owners are like, we'll talk to you when you need to be talked to. And that, to give the Glazers credit, they don't normally come out. They usually talk at the owners meeting and that's it. But in this situation, I think there needs to be some type of statement or at least can we just confirm that Todd Bowles is still the head coach and that you guys are still alive? Can we confirm it? I mean, the organization, I guess if you're not making a change, you don't need to come out and confirm it. But I think in this situation, would you not want to do the old vote of confidence? And the fact that they're not doing that and checking in on John Harbaugh tells you something.
There's something
Does
going
it not?
on there.
Right? Something's going on.
There's a coup. There's about to be a coup in
a
Tampa.
Coup? We have a coup.
There's a coup. Rarely even says if the Glazers want Mike McDaniel badly enough, they'll figure out the money. They're billionaires. Yeah, money is not an issue, I think, with any of this.
Well, because we got to pay Mike McDaniel some ridiculous salary to come coach here. He's going to be that much in demand.
I mean, it's an OC probably. I don't know why he wouldn't be.
I'm not thinking we got to outbid teams, do we?
No, I wouldn't think that. But Andre Alday says McDaniel shops at Baby Gap.
Kenneth Wayne, I believe you're new in here. Welcome. Appreciate you. I'm a 5-year Miami Hurricanes football season ticket holder and a 4-year Tampa Bay Buccaneers season ticket holder. Wow, you get around, Kenneth. I like your style. Says, I'm so close to not renewing my Bucs tickets. I just don't see it with Todd Bowles. You ain't alone, brother.
What ownership doesn't want to see.
So I'm doing some due diligence, and I talked to Nathan Elliott yesterday about this, and we're trying to figure out if it's different when you do the payment plan and when you pay cash for your tickets.
Yeah,
according to Nathan, he pays his off. He's not up. No, now I'm forgetting our conversation. But I'm still in the process of trying to figure this out. But I think like if you already have to pay, if you're on the payment plan, you've already paid for 26. So if you were pissed and you wanted to drop it, I don't know if you'd even get a refund, according to the agreement. So, but I'm still working on that. That's not set in stone. So if you're a season ticket holder and you know what the difference, there's a difference if you pay cash and if you're on the payment plan. Right. I know that much. It's a $30 million cage to keep Wander inside of. What is that? $30 million. Did I miss something ahead of that? Yeah, that was bad. I shouldn't have put that one up. Nathan Elliott says 3 of the Glazers are each worth over $1 billion. I looked it up yesterday. I could not find out how much all the Glazers are worth. Well, they're worth a lot of money. They're all billionaires. I don't think it's a money thing.
King Cook says McDaniel couldn't get in the playoffs with Waddle, Hill, and Achane. LOL, stop it, folks. Look, he also didn't have a quarterback. All right. So, yeah, I don't that doesn't make sense. And I'm talking about him being
Danny DeVito playing quarterback. It's going to be tough.
Pretty much, yeah. And I'm still interested in him as I see your point, but I'm still interested in him as an OC. Oh, yeah. Look, JP. Rick says you were the original Cam Newton.
I was untackleable in the backyard because I was in 6th grade. I was like 150. I was fat. Yeah, my parents got divorced. I ate my feelings. Kill me. A lot of microwave hot dogs. What am I going to do? But then, high school came and I was like, fat, drunk, and stupid. There's no way to go through life, son.
Trying to keep this family friendly here.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, when I graduated high school, I was 5'9", 1. Well, I take that back. As a sophomore, I was on the basketball team. I was 5'9", 140. By the time I was a senior, I was 6'1", 160.
Wow.
By my 21st birthday, I was 6'1", 220. Because I got married.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how my face got fat. I don't know how that happened. Something to do with beer. Michael LaRue said, why haven't the Bucs or Light released a statement on Bowles' job? Yeah. We haven't heard about OC interview requests. Other teams are moving quickly. Are they waiting to see if Matt LaFleur is fired? Yeah. Doesn't it feel like we're waiting for something to happen? Where are the Glazers? We only know that he's sticking around because he told Rick Stroud.
Who then told us.
That's weird, is it not? But I guess the Bucs putting out a statement from Todd Bowles on their, that's as close to a official retaining as we've gotten. Because honestly, when I saw it flash up, I was like, oh, here it is. Here's the statement from the Glazers. Had the writing and the font. And I'm like, oh, no, this is a Bowles statement about what he's doing. Something fishy going on.
Super chat, JP, another one from Rarely Even.
Rarely Even. Love you, brother.
We haven't heard a peep about the Bucs even requesting an interview for an OC. Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
Mm-hmm. Again, weird. Listen to the Ronnie Barber show. Nathan said, Ronnie said we already did that one. My bad. King Cook says, we don't sign Harbaugh because he wanted to bring in his own GM. Yeah, we told you that. LOL, another mediocre season on the rise, folks. Oh, and I keep saying Bowles is not giving up play calling. Yeah, I just think that that doesn't even make sense. Doesn't make sense that he's the walk-around coach. No. Captain Case, I'm sorry, but it's a tie between these two. They both have me wanting to do something else on any day they're playing FSU and the Bucs. I agree. Andre Alday says the Dolphins are pursuing Harbaugh, and that's why they fired McDaniel. McDaniel for Bucs OC. Yeah.
I think Harbaugh goes to the Raiders.
Lottie Wilkins says, Mario, really? Okay. Man, interesting. Mario Cristobal sure came off like a real asshole on national television last night. You think? Like in the cutaways or his post-game interview?
I thought his post-game interview was great.
I did too.
With SVP after the game, too. I thought
very real. Very real, authentic. You know,
I was not a Cristobal fan before this year. I mean, I didn't hate him. I was indifferent. But after watching him a lot this year, especially after the Aggies game, after this game, kind of a fan now.
What is Andre all day taking shots at me for? Says divorced parents explain of JP's attitude. Expound on that, if you will.
What's wrong with JP's attitude?
Yeah, shut up, you jerk. No, I'm just interested, like what that really means. I'm always trying to be introspective and self-aware. So please let me know. Hey, Bell's in here today.
Yeah.
GM guys, I have no words. It makes no sense. Good morning. I guess that means I thought you were talking about Jason Light. JP, something weird is definitely going on. What is it not? What is it not, Joe? What is it not? Sure. You need punctuation, Bell. Help me here. I'm reading these things on the fly.
He's like Ron Burgundy, okay? He reads what's on the screen.
That's right. Fuck you, San Diego.
Oh, fuck yourself, San Diego.
I do that. I do that all the time with the Lightning, and I proof it, sometimes. And Lindsay is our lovely production assistant, and we laugh about it all the time because she has to go through all the scripts that are written and correct some things from our boss, John Franzone writes it. And it's, same stuff, like pretty much you just changing the days and the names, pretty much. And sometimes we forget we it's Thursday and we put Tuesday, it's January and we put December, and a lot of times I'll catch it or Lindsay will catch it, but sometimes we don't. And I'll just say, and it's a great Atlantic Division collision, as I said the other night when we were playing St. Louis. And I'm like, God, I missed that. And I said it. And as it's coming out of my mouth, as I'm reading it off the prompter, I'm like trying to take it back or thinking in my mind how I can play this off. It's an Atlantic Division collision, but not really. It's more of a Midwest, but I'm like, nah, just go. Hopefully they're drunk. They're not listening. Jeez. But I have been known to read something stupid on the prompter. By the way, I have to, I'm just gonna say this. Belle and my wife Ashley, she thinks your picture's a bot. She doesn't think that's really you.
What?
Yeah, got some controversy.
We don't need girl fighting on the show. That's in person in the little kiddie pool full of KY. Okay, we'll save that for later.
She goes, that's Sergey in the basement in Siberia, right? I'm like,
I don't think so.
Bell or Sergey said it said a lot about who he was when he praised himself for winning divisions. He was literally at the bottom of.
Be nice to Bell.
Oh, we are being nice. It's just funny.
We need to take a break. Is what the hell we need to do.
Yeah, we do. All right, let's take a break. I get so involved in these great comments. It's fun. It's really fun going through it. So I hope you guys enjoy this. By the way, let me know. Do you like us going through comments or would you like us to move on to something else? I think at this time we need the voice of the fans in this particular week. That's why I'm making this decision to do this. So just so you know. Anyway, we're brought to you by the great folks at Italiano Insurance. It is a great time to have your insurance checkup going on. By the way, I don't say this enough because we used to say it all the time. I run into people all the time out there that say, hey, thanks for telling me about Italiano Insurance. They did my homeowner's insurance and it was really, really great. I saved like $700. I saved $1,000. I saved $1,200. Oh, they found me all these discounts. So I have people come up all the time and tell me this. So I should relay that. I used to say it all the time, but we haven't said it lately. So if you're not one of them, get on board. It's 813-877-7799. You just call them up and tell them, hey, can you shop my insurance around? I heard it on the JP show. See if you can find me some discounts here and there. And typically they do because there's a lot of different stuff involved and they know and you don't. So as I say, they do all the work. You save all the money. Italiano Insurance for over 60 years, one of the great local companies here in Tampa Bay. Back in 3. Holidays are the best time to get engaged because all the family's already together. And at the Golden Diamond Source, they have thousands of diamonds to choose from in their jewelry wonderland. Looking for a gift that says forever? Find stunning engagement rings, diamond earrings, diamond bracelets, the most stylish gold fashion jewelry And there's plenty for men in their new men's section and watch department. There's something for everyone on your list. And don't settle for anything less than perfection. At the Gold and Diamond Source, they make it easy to give a gift they'll never forget. They wrap it up nice for you. You don't have to do any of that, guys. And they have a great staff there. You may not know what to get your lovely wife or girlfriend, but they do. Let them do the work. Hey, finance your purchase for 0% interest for up to 5 years. You could get a $5,000 diamond for only $84 a month. Don't go to the mall. Go to a local company and keep it local this Christmas at the Golden Diamond Source. 3800 Ulmerton Road. Always online at thegoldendiamondsource.com.
Some love you give only at Golden Diamond Source.
JP here for the Jeeves Law Group and my man Scott Jeeves. If you're going to hire an attorney, do you want some guy looking for a quick settlement and a quick buck, or do you want an attorney with some chops? Scott is a board-certified civil trial lawyer and a certified circuit court mediator. Been practicing in the Tampa Bay area for over 30 years. He is a peer-reviewed AV preeminent-rated civil trial lawyer. They just don't hand out those classifications. He's been the lead class action counsel on many complex consumer protection cases and has handled hundreds of serious personal injury cases. He's dedicated his career to protecting injured victims and is committed to vigorously representing you. We're local, we're trusted, and we get results. Personal injury and personal attention. Call for a free case evaluation. That's 888-9-JEEVES. That's 888-9-JEEVES. The Jeeves Law Group. Welcome to Kingmakers, home of the JP Peterson Show studio and Tampa's premier business networking and social club for members only. By day, it's an exclusive, vibrant co-working space with a stylish conference room, focus rooms, a full production studio, and an in-house marketing team. And by night, Kingmakers transforms into a sports-centric social hub with a full sports bar, golf simulator, and exclusive events. For young entrepreneurs and seasoned professionals, it's the perfect place to work hard, play hard, and make big moves in Midtown Tampa. Close the deal, celebrate the win. Only at Kingmakers. Become a member today at kingmakerstampa.com. Your business, your club. JP here for Third Generation AC and Plumbing. And Third Generation really says it all, folks. The owner, my friend John Rodriguez, has been in the AC and plumbing business since 1995. They built their business on honest assessments and doing great work on time for a great price. Simple, right? Did you know many AC techs are incentivized on big commissions to sell new AC units, and you might just need a drain cleared? So if you want someone you can trust, that's John Rodriguez in Third Generation Services. Check out the 5-star Google reviews. If you have a plumbing or AC emergency, call 813-961-8024 and a human will answer the phone. That's 813-961-8024 or go to thirdgenerationplumbing.com.
Ciao, Paolo Tini here, owner of Caffè Paradiso, voted number 3 People's Choice Award on Open Table. I want to thank all our loyal family of customers that have been enjoying our great traditional Italian dishes we make from scratch every day. It's a great family story we're proud of. Our family moved from Rimini, Italy in 1984. My dad, Caesar, started Donatello, and that's where I got the start in the restaurant business. I started Caffè Paradiso on South McDill in 1995, and we've been there ever since. From our traditional ossobuco, a veal slow roast for 4 hours, to our daily fresh catch, the Gruppo Paradiso, with a piccata sauce and lobster claw meat, homemade pasta like lasagna, farfalle salchicha, which is a bow tie pasta homemade with fresh sausage. Hold on a minute, JP's favorite.
I love it.
So come and have a glass of wine with me on South McDill. Get a reservation on Open Table and see all our 5-star reviews. Ciao, see you soon at Paradiso.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back. Wow. Pigs are flying all over Tampa Bay. John Romano just released a column that I agree with verbatim.
Wow.
Basically saying a lot of what we've been saying all week here. Yeah. Got that one right, Johnny. Got that one right. Thanks to the great folks at the Golden Diamond Source. It is a great time to get engaged in January. When is it not a good time, right? It's a good time when you're ready to pop the question. That's when it's a good time. And you got to go to the Golden Diamond Source. I don't know if you guys go looking online for diamonds or what you do to find the cheapest, biggest diamond for the cheapest price. Trust me, just go to the Golden Diamond Source. and you know what you're getting, because whatever you buy online or at some of these other shops that may have better prices, you don't know what you're getting. You know, the cut, the clarity, all these things, they can tell you what it is, but you don't even know if it's a real diamond. You don't even know. And don't start your relationship with a fake diamond. That's a really bad idea. That tells you everything you need to know, right? Go to the Golden Diamond Source. And it's a great staff, and they make it really, really easy for you. And if you're looking to spend some of that Christmas money or got some gift cards, go on over, buy you a new watch. I'm telling you, whatever it is you want, let them handle it. They got such a great selection, and they're great folks. So go see them over there at the Golden Diamond Source. You were going to say?
Mm-hmm.
You weren't going to say.
I wish I had somebody to buy a diamond for.
Oh, that's so cute.
That's all I'm saying. Needs to be blonde or redhead between the ages of 23 and 28. Give me a call, 972-SEX-TIM.
Okay. Hey, Bell says, I agree, Andre. It even looked like he was sabotaging when he was coaching this year. He never holds himself accountable. Never. Mm-hmm. He did the other day at the end of the year press conference. He took it all on himself, and then he fired everybody else.
On the other side of the ball.
King Cook's trying to get it good with Bell. Says, girl, you are a true Bucs supporter. I see you in every Bucs live chat. Happy Friday to you, and salute. Oh, we got a burgeoning romance going.
You gonna make a love
King
connection?
Cook and Bell, yeah. She says, King, listen, I'll be honest. I'm trying to speak. I mean, does not anybody care? You know, I love you all. I'm going to keep saying what I feel. I'm sorry if it's the truth. No, we love it. Bring it, girl.
Yeah, bring it.
Bring it. Michael LaRue says, the more I read about Nate Shieldhouse, the more I like him. He was a 4-year starting quarterback at Illinois, called plays at Iowa State, and developed David Montgomery, Breece Hall, Rocco Beck from the McVay tree. Yeah, Anthony Beck talks glowingly about Nate Shieldhouse, who coached his son. Glowingly. Guy's got the Riz, as my daughter Shay says, which is charisma for you that aren't in touch with the lingo these days. He's got the Riz. He's young. He's what, 29? Is that right? Did I hear that correctly? He's done a lot if he's just 29. And I tell you what, if you've tutored under
35,
if you've tutored under McVay and Matt Campbell, those are two of the coaches I think I respect, probably in my top 10 overall. I mean, that's how highly I think. I mean, what Matt Campbell did at Iowa State is just, it's Signetti-esque, really, almost. Yeah, but he's going to be in demand. But then go get him. Be aggressive.
You don't know till you try.
Yeah. And Michael LaRue mentions, he interviewed with the Bucs and Jags last year. If Tampa really wants him, they may need to outbid other teams or consider putting a head coach and waiting clause into his contract. Maybe that's what they're working on. You know, maybe they liked him so much that this is what they're working on. What else we got here? So I want to get all your stuff in here, boys. James says Bucs had the lead at the Bills in the fourth quarter, but Josh Allen, for the 6th time only, had to drive 45 yards. Yeah, remember that game where they started at the 50 or past the 50 almost every single game, and the special teams coach wasn't fired after the game? Wasn't fired till after the season? And who the hell says that you need to, sometimes I feel like, do we work hard enough over there as coaching staff?
No.
Did you not fire him because, oh man, then I got to go find another one, and then we got to install, and then we got to spend more
work,
time.
JP.
I was like, just keep
supposed to play golf next week. I don't have time for a coaching search.
Just kick it into the end zone. Whatever. It's a lot of work bringing in a new guy, and then I got to go over there or walk all the way over to special teams.
We got to fill out new hire paperwork.
Oh my
show
God!
The orientation
paperwork.
video.
Are you kidding me?
Then I got to go find the orientation VCR thing and just
got to get the PR guy to do a new, press release, and but we got to put his bio up. I mean, just kick it in here.
Put him on the website. God, man.
God, what are we doing?
It's so hard to get in touch with our website guy. It's just not worth
it. And the cost. Oh my God, the new. You know how much a new special teams coordinator costs? The Glazers don't have that kind of money.
my God, what are we doing?
This is what you forced us into this. I didn't want to be this sarcastic today. Or maybe I did. What else we got here? There's a lot of Bell in here. Bell's like, I'm trying to. She's talking to all the other. You guys can read it. You can go back and forth if you like. King Cook says, and to think that McDaniels should be our OC is crazy work. This man couldn't do shit with Waddle Hill. And he's right. Why do we make Mike McDaniel out to be this like superstar? I mean, they did get to the playoffs twice and lost.
Yeah.
They did have a pretty good offense a couple of times in there. There were some moments when Tua could play like a few games in a row and wasn't concussed. He was pretty good.
Would Mike McDaniel and Baker Mayfield be a super couple, a power couple?
First of all, Mike McDaniel and Todd Bowles. Talk about the odd couple. Talk
Maybe
about
that's
the
what we
odd
need,
couple.
though.
What?
Probably what you need.
A little yin and
Todd
yang?
Bowles.
Or yin and
Yes,
yang?
with Todd Bowles. Yes.
Yeah. Play Blues Wolf says it's a complete failure of leadership and management. Until that's addressed, this will get worse. And that's just the basic 40,000 foot view of this. And I think it's spot on. Spot on. I think Belle was laughing when I told her that I actually think she's a bot. All right. What else can we get to? Mike H says player complains he can't take the correct angle because Todd didn't practice enough. No, angles are something you learn in Pop Warner. Angles are instinctual.
Yeah.
You know,
It's hard to be taught that.
Angles are instinctual. Like you see a guy running, you can see how fast he is. Just something in your brain should say, I need to take that angle instead of this angle. Right? If you're going to catch him, that's instinctual. Being able to lead a guy, you know, as a quarterback, one of the skills that you master is being able to tell how fast the guy runs and how far ahead of him you have to throw the ball, which, by the way, you need to do every week at full speed. You know, oh, I know, Mike. I know where you're. No, it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. You have to, that muscle memory has to be completed every week. You got to do that time and time and time again. In this league, you've got to be that precise. You can't take weeks off and expect to come back and have the precision that's needed at this level. It's not a thing. That's why these teams effing practice all the time. And when you don't practice, that's what it looks like. I mean, did it shock anybody when we heard the players talk about the lack of practice time? No, because that's exactly what it looks like on the field. And that's a choice. And you could say, oh, we didn't have enough players to practice. You can figure out a way to practice at full speed. You can figure out a way. Not everybody's going to be a starter. I get it. So then why do it? Well, because the starters that are out there are keeping their habits and muscle memory correct. You can't just capitulate when things aren't going perfectly. You got to fight through it, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. All right. Anything fresh that we got in here that we could get to? All right, let's take another break because we need to. And Orestes Estrada is going to join us, and we're going to talk some Rays baseball. And he's got some cool video of, I think never before seen video of the Rays $30 million, facility in the Dominican Republic. And we'll talk a little Rays baseball. All right, sound good?
Let's do it.
We're brought to you by Third Generation Plumbing and AC. And by the way, they are looking for great technicians to join the Third Generation family. So if you're an AC or plumbing tech and you've been kind of pissed off at your boss, you got to work someplace great. This is a great family company that, they pay well. They give you all your holidays off. And I mean, all the holidays off, unless it's emergency, right? And it's a great company to work for. John Rodriguez, good friend, PJ, great people over there. So check it out. Go thirdgenerationplumbing.com. You can send your resume in there and go work for a great company. And remember, their maintenance special going on right now, $169 a year. They'll come out twice for that, $169, and drain your lines, make sure all your Freon's good, all that stuff. If you got to make an emergency call in the summer, it's going to cost you 3 times that. So save yourself some money. Make sure your unit is running at peak performance Peak performance for your unit. ThirdGenerationPlumbing.com and American Standard Heating. Back at 3. Italiano Insurance would like to congratulate the Bucs on their 50th anniversary season. And you know what? We've been here for every season and then some, over 60 years in business. We've seen some smart coaches with great game plans, but if you don't have flood insurance or business insurance, that's a terrible game plan. That could ruin you financially. You don't want to take that L. So call 813-877-7799 and let their friendly agents quarterback your insurance and save you big money. Italiano also sponsors our FSU report every week, so go Noles. 813-877-7799 or go to ItalianoInsurance.com. At Genesis of Tampa, they got some serious ho-ho-ho going on this Christmas. It's the Miracle Holiday Sales Event and their 30 days of giving. First, for any new vehicle in the month of December sold, first payment will be deferred 90 days, and then the dealership will make the first payment up to $500. That can save you a lot of cash that you can use for Christmas shopping. And every day in December, they're giving away a $500 shopping spree. All you got to do is have your car appraised, and you get an entry into the daily drawing for the $500 shopping spree. And every weekend day in December, customers simply need to stop by the dealership, scan the QR code, and they get an entry into the $500 shopping spree contest. No purchase necessary. Test drive a vehicle, and we will 10x your entry into the shopping spree. Christmas and New Year's Eve, each holiday, if a customer books a test drive for the specified day, they will receive a themed t-shirt, limited edition, as well as an additional $250 off the purchase price. Bottom line is, get your butt and your sleigh down to Genesis of Tampa, 801 East Bears Avenue, just off 275. It's going to be a big Christmas at Genesis of Tampa. Although it may seem tempting to go without health care insurance, the financial risk far outweighs the gain you may experience. For example, did you know if you simply broke your leg, it could cost you nearly $7,500? Put on top of that a hospital stay, you could be looking at $10,000 to $15,000. Ensuring that you don't go uncovered is so important, as according to CNBC, high medical bills are the highest contributing factor to why Americans end up taking money out of their retirement savings, or worse, find themselves filing bankruptcy. So go to don'tgouncovered.com or call 800-669-1505. Now, depending on your income, you can get plans for zero premium. Our experts will guide you through the process effortlessly. They will shop many plans and find the one that's right for you. I called and I have full health coverage through Florida Blue for zero monthly premium. It's a free call. So why go uncovered? It's a huge risk. Go to don'tgouncovered.com or call 800-669-1505. That's 800-669-1505. You know, holidays are the best time to get engaged because all the family's already together. And at the Golden Diamond Source, they have thousands of diamonds to choose from in their jewelry wonderland. Looking for a gift that says forever? Find stunning engagement rings, diamond earrings, diamond bracelets, the most stylish gold fashion jewelry. And there's plenty for men in their new men's section and watch department. There's something for everyone on your list. And don't settle for anything less than perfection. At the Golden Diamond Source, they make it easy to give a gift they'll never forget. They wrap it up nice for you. You don't have to do any of that, guys. And they have a great staff there. You may not know what to get your lovely wife or girlfriend, but they do. Let them do the work. Hey, finance your purchase for 0% interest for up to 5 years. You could get a $5,000 diamond for only $84 a month. Don't go to the mall. Go to a local company and keep it local this Christmas at the Golden Diamond Source, 3800 Ulmerton Road. Always online at thegoldendiamondsource.com.
Some love you give only at Golden Diamond Source.
Hey, think about the greatest tandems in sports. Montana to Rice, Brady to Gronk, Baker to Mike Evans. Well, here's a new one. Third generation plumbing and American Standard heating and cooling units. Our split systems offer the highest efficiency available while reducing energy bills and maximizing comfort. Third generation plumbing can handle anything mechanical around the house, plumbing, AC, whatever, and they install the best American Standard heating and cooling units. Built to last, made to perform. Whether it's a new install or an emergency repair, our family-owned team brings 3 generations of trusted service to your home, now with the unmatched reliability of American Standard heating and cooling. So don't wait for the summer heat to return. we've got you covered. Call Third Generation Plumbing and American Standard Heating and Cooling, 813-961-8024. That's 813-961-8024, or go to thirdgenerationplumbing.com.
Let's go. Right now. Back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back. All right, I'm going to cough drop in. Welcome back. You guys see all the underbelly. Welcome back to the JP Peterson Show, brought to you by the great folks at Genesis of Tampa. Great time to get over there. It's Founders Club weekend. Lots going on, giving you $1,000 off your new vehicle, giving away a gas card for over $2,500 just to take a test drive. You get an entry. You don't get the gas card, but just to get your entry into the sweepstakes to get that. A lot of good things going on over there. Just go take a test drive. They're fun people over there. Not low pressure. It's not like walking in and you're a bunch of sharks. You know, you walk in at a car dealership sometime and it's like everybody's staring at you like, oh, here comes some fresh meat. No, it's not the way they are over there. Really cool, nice folks. Come on in, have a drink, sit down. You want to hang out for a little while, have some snacks, do that too. And then buy a car, and they'll give you the best deal. Good people over there, Genesis of Tampa. Evidently, I started a firestorm here. With Belle. You know, I think Ashley's even getting involved in this too. By the way, Belle, Ashley is my lovely wife, and she was just joking. We're going back and forth. So we know you're real. We love you, and we really appreciate you being in the chat, and we love all your takes. And whoever.
Hey, by the way, the opinions of Ashley and JP do not necessarily reflect those of IndyCarTim and the rest of FanStream Sports.
That's right.
That's all I'm saying.
That's right. Rick says, JP, have a live remote at Golden Diamond Source for this new love connection between King Cook and Bell.
Or me and you, Rick. Is that what you're talking about?
I don't know.
I think Rick needs me to buy him some flowers or something.
I think so. We had another super chat in here. See, Ashley's laughing. She's laughing at me. Hello, lovely. She's watching the show. By the way, did I send you the new FanStream Sports bikinis gear? The picture Ashley put the emblem on a bikini.
You did not.
I did not.
You definitely did not. Pretty sure I'd remember that.
Yeah. She sent me one that she put on the backside that I cannot send you. That is not for.
Well, now you have to send it. You can't say that I can't send it to you and then not. The
one on the front side's bad enough, but the backside. Yeah, see, she says Belle doesn't get a FanStream Sports tee. She gets the new FanStream Sports swimwear.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. You two can model him. Absolutely. Fantastic. I don't know where this show is going on.
I get to hire the photographer.
I was hoping O was coming in. He must be a little delayed. Did you get the race thing I sent you?
It's ready to go.
All right, let's put it up. So hopefully O will come in here in the next few minutes. So he was down in Dominican Republic doing a documentary with Brooke Knows Ball, who's a big YouTube star. So they're doing a documentary on Dominican baseball and the Winter League down there. So this is, obviously it's not on the richest street.
Looks like South Tampa. That's when I was down there.
This may be one of the better neighborhoods. I don't know. But to let it do the pan around, go ahead, play the video. That's not it. That's not the. Some of you may say, is that the Rays? Is that the Rays' new facility? This is how much. Under Stu Sternberg, this is what it looked like.
See where the Rays are spending.
That was the Stu Sternberg one. Now this is for the new owners.
$30 million at?
Look at that.
Right about here. Say hello, Brooke Knows Ball.
Hello, Brooke.
This is the Mecca.
Look at that.
New $30 million home of the Academy in Dominican Republic for the Tampa Bay Rays.
Look at that.
New dorms, new fields.
Yeah.
New 3 half fields covered.
That's nice.
Because a bunch of rains over here.
The pan is precious, is it not?
Probably the state-of-the-art baseball academy of the 30 baseball academies in
They're really dressing up the neighborhood, I can tell you that.
Property values just doubled.
Yeah.
To $100 an acre.
Show them the Stu Sternberg facilities, and across the street, the new owner. There. Okay, this is the Stu Sternberg Braves.
There. It doesn't look like it's wheelchair accessible either.
Wanders in there somewhere. I think I see his girlfriend. No, stop. That's bad.
A big fucking problem.
Yeah. I'm sorry, you podcasters, you can't see this, but it's now. That's why you got to go watch the show on YouTube.
Watch the video. Yeah,
you got to watch the video on YouTube. Oh God, that was funny. I didn't even see.
Joel says I'm getting dizzy. Kind of with you on that.
Joel says now our defense wears a skirt. What? I'm trying to get to some new content here. Anything else we got to get to? I was planning on talking some baseball with Big O.
I don't know. You want to see my hockey video?
Yeah, let's do that. Oh, this is great.
So the other night, the Blackhawks hung 7 on the St. Louis Blues. And, of course, Bennington in goal. One of my arch nemesis in the NHL, Jim Montgomery, the head coach of the Blues, tries to pull his goalie. And it didn't go well.
Crevier scored the 7th goal against Jordan Bennington, and Jim Montgomery said, hey, we're going to make a goalie change here. But they couldn't find Joel Hofer. Bennington didn't come out of the net. And then during that last commercial break, we were trying to locate Joel Hofer, and I think we found him. Look very close. Oh, there he is. Do you still need me?
This is one of the more wheels off things I've ever seen in my life.
What is going on?
So yeah, Montgomery waves to Bennington, then he tries to find Hofer, who's always at the end of the net, right, or the end of the bench, right?
Said, hey, we're going to make a
he
goalie
looks over
change
there,
here.
He's like, wait, where's my backup goalie?
They couldn't find Joel Hofer. Bennington didn't come out of the net. And then during that last commercial break, we were trying to locate Joel Hofer, and I think we found him. Look very close. Oh, there he is. Do you still need me?
So wheels off. Love it.
All right, I'm sending you another the FanStream Sports Mankini that Rick has just said is FanStream Sports Mankini. No, we Ashley has designed some FanStream Sports swimwear.
Oh.
See if you like it.
I might
Bell wants one. All right.
I might need the top version of this too.
DM us your address and Ashley will send it to you. You guys will be fast friends.
Yeah, so here you go, ladies.
There you go. You want one of those? Tell everybody right up front.
Is it unisex?
Who you listen to. What's that?
Is it unisex? Can I wear that too?
I do not want to see you in that, Timmy. I do not want to see it. Nope.
Now it's probably going to happen.
Email Timmy Bell. He is the merchandise.
Info at fanstreamsports.com.
Mm-hmm.
Love to converse with you briefly.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Now, Ashley definitely did model one. The backside one.
Where are those pictures?
That ain't coming. That is for my eyes only.
We get to put them on the FanStream Sports OnlyFans page.
Well, we have one of those?
Well, I just didn't tell you because it's mainly Ashley.
What?
It's all the pictures I pull off her Instagram, and I put them
knew
on
it.
OnlyFans
I knew it. By the way, is somebody actually saying Warren Sapp for Bucs defense coordinator?
I thought I saw OC, which made less sense.
Please, no. I am. I've never been a big Sapp fan as a human. Great player, obviously.
It was Andre all day. Sapp for Bucs OC.
Yeah, I don't know. But he did gross Cam Newton on his own show. Says Cam Newton still refusing to talk to Sapp because Warren called him out after Cam's Super Bowl, called him a pussy and said he was afraid to fall on the ball. No, Sapp went on Cam's podcast, and Cam was busted on Brad Johnson. And Sapp would have none of that. It's like, boy, he's had more touchdown passes in the league than you do.
Yeah.
By the way, he would have jumped on a fumble in the Super Bowl, not like you did on his own podcast. That was fantastic. So now I'm a Sapp fan.
Yep.
Douglas Batista says, I see the remnants from the old Trop roof in Stu's complex. What he didn't sell to the fans, he used for the Dominican. Oh my God. That's funny. All right. Anything else we need to get to, partner?
I don't think so. Football tonight, another big game, college football game.
Yes.
The Peach Bowl. Oregon, Indiana, JP predictions.
You know, I picked Oregon in the beginning of this mess. I'm going to stick with them.
I've got Indiana.
I know I'm probably regret it.
You will.
But I just can't buy into I think Cignetti's a great coach, and I think Indiana's a great story. And despite everything we've seen on the field, destroying Alabama, I still think Oregon has a better pedigree. They've got much better talent. No question about it. Is Cignetti, can he outcoach Dan Lanning? I think that's a totally different deal. I think Dan Lanning
he's already beaten him once.
I know. They went at their place.
At their place.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's part of it. I think that good coaches know how to adjust, and we'll see.
Well, and it's really hard to beat the same. It's really hard to beat the same team twice in the same year.
Yeah.
So that's going against Indiana. But let me say this, JP, because I don't think I've said this enough. At least in my opinion, how refreshing it is in this college football playoffs to have all of these new players, right? There's no Alabama. There's no Georgia. There's no Texas. There's no, Ohio State. I mean, to me, it's refreshing to have these new teams in there, and we get to root for some new blood. And we're going to have a new national champion. And I think all in all, this college football playoffs is not over yet. Yeah. I think it's a win. I think it's a win. We've had some great matchups. I think all in all, this has been the most exciting of the 2 12-team situations we've had.
The tweak was good. The tweak worked. I could not agree more. And we'll see tonight. And then it sets up for a great national championship game. All right. Hey, thank you guys again for the hundreds and hundreds of comments. Really appreciate you all. It's been an interesting week here. I think we got it right. Again, I really do. I think we were all over this situation all week long and have been. Something is awry. Maybe it'll bust. They love putting things out late on a Friday. Late on a Friday is when the news will bust. So if it does, we will have a special press. We will do a special podcast for you guys, and we'll be there for you. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the games tonight. Head over to Riveters. I might be over at Riveters tonight watching the game. We might get a crew over there. So
I'll be there.
All right.
I'll be there.
Wings.